Today is Saturday, December 1st, and this was my deadline, self-imposed deadline of being done with my Winter Patterns River Smallmouth DVD, and I've broken it, and I'm on my way to the river. I should be home editing video, but I'm not. Can't help myself. It's Saturday, I'm going fishing, and that's what this DVD is about. It's for people that can't help themselves, can't put it down even though, you know, there's ice on the water. They gotta go. And once it's out, I think it's gonna help a lot of people. There's a lot of how-to information. It's gonna help people make the most of their time on the water this winter, help them catch some river smallmouth. It's gonna be close to 2 hours long. All sorts of different patterns, from, you know, fishing floating jig to finesse jigs to suspending jerk baits to paddle tail grubs, slow rolling spinner baits, all sorts of different ways to catch them in, you know, in 30 couple degree water. Here's a preview of a potentially life-saving segment of the DVD. Please be safe out there this winter. This segment should help. So I've been thinking a lot about the kind of warning that I'm going to put on this DVD, and I just figured it's better just to tell you, you know, because no one ever reads the warnings. Winter fishing really has a high likelihood of killing you because of the hypothermia is the main thing, and there are a number of preventative measures you can take, but I did want to put it out there. It's killed a friend of mine who drowned up here on the Susquehanna, and there are a lot of things that you're going to see on this DVD that you look at and say, wow, that's really stupid. Well, stupid, you know, it's only stupid if you do it and you're not prepared for the consequences, and you really have to take those consequences seriously if you're going to be winter fishing. So definitely you want to learn a lot from this in terms of how to catch the smallmouth, but also learn some self-preservation tips, especially about hypothermia.
It's pretty warm out here today. That water's still pretty cold. Let me show you the means I have to combat hypothermia should we end up taking a dunking. First off, we have microfiber towel. Holds a lot of water, you can dry off real quick. Fire starting kit and first aid. Personal locator device. It's a one-step satellite link to EMS services. Into the clothes here we have beanie and gloves. And essentially I'm going to have a duplicate layer of everything that I'm wearing right now. Should all this get soaked and wet, I can get it all off, get dry, and get a 100% dry layer back on and warm up again. Starting with long underwear, socks, wool sweater, and an outer shell.
You going?
Yep, going.
All right. One of us fell in the water. Not real bad, but it's enough that I want to go ahead and start building the fire.
Yeah, open up my bag there.
What do you got?
Special fire starting sticks.
Oh, really?
They'll flame right up, buddy.
Cheating, huh?
Yep.
That's cool, because,
hey,
you know, when you're in this situation, you want to cheat. Oh, yeah. All right, well, you have the fire starting sticks. I have, well, an old copy of Woods and Waters magazine. Anything to get going. The key is just being able to do this fast, and certainly the fire sticks help with that.
Put the fire stick on there because it will help your wood burn.
Yep.
Burns a lot hotter.
sort of an embarrassment if I can't get a fire started with all this driftwood here. We're good to go. Some bigger stuff. And really just the activity of building a fire is going to warm me up. So
my fleece got soaked. My new dry top's not ready to wear yet. I'm still trying to stretch out the neck, so I had to go without. And my fleece underneath my rain jacket just wicked up the water. Halfway up the jacket, it was soaked. It's soaked.
it doesn't take much moisture to really just pull all that heat out of you. So
Yeah. So I took this off right away. Got to the bank, stripped down, changed into as much dry stuff as possible.
I'm enjoying the fire, and I didn't even get wet. Feels
That's good, man.
All right, we got the fire started. Matt's already into the dry bag, and he's gotten everything wet completely off him. We actually lost someone here on this river, a kayaker, earlier this week. Not a fisherman, but somebody, two guys in kayaks, two 20-something guys out that were going to go camping on the island in first week of February. I guess I can't say much. We're out here fishing in it, but having the right gear, having the right stuff to keep you dry. When you slipped and you fell in, you had gear to keep most of you dry.
Yeah, I was getting out, and I was right on the bank and stepped on a slippery rock and fell in, and the kayak went sideways with me, and it was deep enough that I could have been in over my head, but I flipped the kayak and was able to self-rescue enough just to get out. Took on a little bit of water, and now I just need to warm up a little bit. Get my hands are still a little bit red from being wet, so I just need to warm them up.
It's something that can happen to anybody, and it does happen to anybody in winter, because you get cold and you get you get the umbles. Mumble, stumble, fumble, grumble, and that stumble, just you getting out of your kayak on the shore, maybe you were a little bit cold getting out, it kind of snowballs into something much more once you really get cold. So this fire will warm us up a little bit, and having that gear, I had my lighter and a magazine. Juan had the fire starter stick. We all had dry clothes to wear. I think, when we found out Matt got a little bit wet, and he came up and he seemed fine, but I was pretty forceful, like, no, you got to get everything wet off. Juan came up and did the same thing.
And that's why I let you guys know, even though you guys didn't see me go in, I told you right away so that in case something started to happen, you guys would be aware. That was key too.
Kudos for not, letting your pride get you in trouble. A lot of people would have. A lot of people would just, sucked it up and been the tough guy. It's good that you instead were the smart guy.
Yeah, that's you can't see that kind of thing on yourself. So
nope. You rely on your buddies.
That's why you don't go out here in the winter by yourself either.
Look for signs of hypothermia in your friends and be forceful in calling them out as a reason to end the day. The signs are the umbles: mumble, stumble, fumble, or grumble. In other words, resembling an angry drunk. When you see them, they mean that you're already hypothermic and it's time to get out and get warm. Now that we've covered some hypothermia countermeasures, let's take a look at some prevention strategies, starting with what to wear.
I'm gonna start you off here with my getting ready procedure, starting with what I'm wearing. I got some new gear. These aren't new. These are Smartwool socks. I've used these for years, and you know, I only wear one pair of socks. I used to wear a bunch, and I think that's sort of a mistake, because wearing a lot of socks tends to constrict your the blood flow to your feet. It really mashes all the blood out of your feet. I got one pair of really good socks, and those socks are called Smartwool. I also have some new thermals. These are made by a company called Kayak. These are called Outer Core. I've worn them. I actually wore them jogging, and they did a good job keeping me dry. So it's real important having something that something like this that keeps you dry even when you're sweating. You know, takes all that moisture and moves it away from your skin. Because if you're cold, if you're wet, if your skin's wet, you're going to be cold. So I got both tops and bottoms. I also got a pair of bibs with relief zipper. Got my Kayak bib with relief zipper here. They say that you should store it open so it doesn't get permanently compressed. It's a material that's obviously waterproof. It's very similar in feel to the breathable waders that I've had before. It is a very breathable fabric. It's sort of like checking your drain plug in a regular boat before you back it down the ramp. You gotta make sure to zip that. It's important to protect the booty foot on these with a pair of boots that fits over it. I decided for these that have the gaiters that come up pretty far, because I do a lot of bushwhacking to get to where I'm launching my boats. We're not going to do that much of it today, but ordinarily I do a good bit of it. It's important to protect these gaskets with the 303 protectant. Just prolongs the life of the seal there. We lose most of our heat through our head. That's why it's good to have, good warm hats like this knit cap. I also like this head tube. It's just a fleece tube there. You can pull it down around your neck, almost like a scarf, or keep it up over your head. I also wear fleece on my hands, fleece or wool. Wool fingerless gloves, or these are fleece. These gloves are wet and icy, and they're cheap. They're like $6 fleece gloves, so these are dry. That's why I got multiple pair. I always bring a couple different sets so I can swap them out. That feels a lot better. Another thing I'll do is use these hand warmers. Shake them up real good. They get activated when they're exposed to oxygen. I'll slip those in just on the back side of my hand. That's the vascular part of your hand where all the blood's flowing in and out. And if you have something warm there, it keeps your fingertips warm so you can feel what you're doing.
So I have this is a Kayak
life vest. The reason I really like this vest is it's got the mesh in the background. It really lets it breathe. It's a bright color. It's got the reflective tape up top so you can be seen, and 2 pockets really for easy access. You know, I like them a little more simplistic. I don't like the ones with, you know, pockets everywhere. I feel like it's just more stuff that can get hung up. So if you're looking for a good life vest, this is definitely a good one to pick up.
I've been out here 45 minutes. I usually last longer than this before I get into my water. My hands are freezing. It's this wind. It's not so much for, you know, the drinking of it as it is just warming up my hands holding it. Oh. It's about 1:30. I'm on my 3rd sandwich of the day. Real high calorie PB&J with raisins and bananas. A lot of calories. Because you do burn a lot of calories when you're winter fishing, just by virtue of generating heat to keep yourself warm. So pack plenty to eat and plenty to drink too. I like pumping my ankles like this to get my feet warmed up again. A lot of people complain about their toes especially getting cold. This seems to help.
Pretty good one. Holy man. Ah, that's enough to warm me up. I was just gonna say I'm getting a little cold. Now I'm warm again.
18 3/4.
The DVD will be available January 2013. Get your copy at kayakfishinggear.com or confidencebaits.net.